Welcome to Bedtime Stories. Get into a comfortable position. Take a few deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. As you breathe, let the tension and stress melt away from your body. With each exhale, allow your body to sink deeper into a state of relaxation. Take one more deep breath. As you exhale, allow your mind to drift into a peaceful, restful state. Let go of any thoughts or worries. Continue breathing slowly and steadily as you sink deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation and calm. Allow yourself to drift off into a peaceful sleep. A stranger at the coffee shop. It was a dreary, rain-soaked afternoon when Ellie ducked into the little neighborhood coffee shop, shaking the droplets from her umbrella and brushing the damp hair from her face. The familiar aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods enveloped her as she stepped through the door, providing a welcome respite from the gloomy weather outside. Ellie had been coming to this particular coffee shop for years, drawn to its cozy ambience and the friendly baristas who remembered her order. But today, as she scanned the space, she noticed something different, an air of solitude and melancholy that seemed to permeate the usually vibrant cafe. Most of the tables were empty, save for a few lone patrons staring listlessly into their mugs or typing away on their laptops. Ellie's eyes settled on an elderly gentleman seated by the window, watching the rain patter against the glass with a pensive expression. Nearby, a young woman sat curled up in an armchair, her shoulders hunched as she read from a tattered book. Ellie made her way to the counter, placing her order for a large chai latte. As she waited, she couldn't help but observe the other customers more closely, each one seemingly lost in their own worlds, weathering the storm in their own unique ways. When the barista called out her name, Ellie grabbed her steaming mug and hesitantly scanned the room, searching for an available seat. Just as she was about to resign herself to finding a spot at the communal table, her gaze landed on an empty armchair tucked into a cozy nook by the fireplace. Ellie made her way over, settling into the plush cushions and relishing the warmth that radiated from the flickering flames. As she sipped her latte, she couldn't help but let her eyes wander, absorbing the melancholy atmosphere that had settled over the cafe. Ellie made her way over, settling into the plush cushions and relishing the warmth that radiated from the flickering flames. As she sipped her latte, she couldn't help but let her eyes wander, absorbing the melancholy atmosphere that had settled over the cafe. Suddenly, a soft sniffle from the young woman in the adjacent armchair caught Ellie's attention. Without thinking, she leaned forward and softly cleared her throat, drawing the woman's gaze.
"Excuse me, are you all right?" Ellie asked,
her voice gentle and concerned. The woman blinked in surprise, hastily wiping away the tears that had been trailing down her cheeks. "Oh, I'm so sorry," she stammered, her voice quivering. "I didn't mean to disturb you." Ellie offered her a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, you didn't. I just wanted to make sure you're okay." The woman hesitated for a moment, then let out a shaky sigh. "To be honest, I'm not really sure," she admitted. "It's just been a really tough day, that's all." Ellie nodded in understanding, her heart going out to the young woman. "I see. Would you like to talk about it? Sometimes it helps to have a sympathetic ear." The woman regarded Ellie with a mixture of uncertainty and gratitude. I don't want to burden you," she said, her eyes darting away. "You won't be burdening me," Ellie assured her. "I'm a good listener, and I find that talking things through can really make a difference, even with a stranger." After a moment of hesitation, the woman seemed to make up her mind. "Okay," she said, shifting in her seat to face Ellie more directly. "My name is Emma, by the way." "It's nice to meet you, Emma," Ellie replied, offering her a warm smile. "I'm Ellie." As the two women began to open up to each other, the rain continued to fall outside, creating a soothing backdrop to their conversation. Emma shared the story of her recent breakup with a dear friend. Ellie listened intently, offering words of empathy and encouragement as Emma's voice wavered with emotion. She understood the pain all too well, having gone through her share of difficult relationships over the years. "I just feel so lost," Emma confessed, her gaze fixed on the flames dancing in the fireplace. "We have known each other for years. We had so many plans for the future, and now it's all just gone." "I know," Ellie said softly, reaching out to give Emma's hand a gentle squeeze. "These are never easy, no matter the circumstances. But you know, sometimes the most painful endings can lead to the most beautiful beginnings." Emma looked up, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "Do you really believe that?" Ellie nodded. "I do. I've been there myself, and I can tell you from experience that it may not feel like it now, but you will get through this. And on the other side, you might just find something even better, whether it's a renewed sense of self, a deeper understanding of what you truly want, or maybe even a new connection that changes your life in ways you can't yet imagine." Emma considered Ellie's words, a glimmer of hope beginning to take root in her heart. "That's a comforting thought," she said, the corners of her mouth turning up in a small smile. The two women continued to talk, their conversation flowing naturally as they discovered shared experiences and perspectives. Ellie shared her own stories of heartbreak and personal growth, drawing parallels to Emma's situation and offering the wisdom she had gained over the years. As the rain outside began to subside, the cafe gradually came back to life, with more customers filtering in and the quiet hum of chatter filling the air. But for Ellie and Emma, the outside world seemed to fade away, their focus entirely on the connection they were forging in that cozy nook by the fireplace. At one point, Ellie glanced up to see the elderly gentleman from earlier, watching them with a warm, knowing smile. She returned his gaze, silently acknowledging the profound power of human connection and the way it could transcend the boundaries of time and circumstance. As the afternoon wore on, Ellie and Emma found themselves engaging in lively discussions on everything from their favorite books and movies to their hopes and dreams for the future. The more they talked, the more they realized just how much they had in common, and the more they felt a genuine bond beginning to take shape. When it came time for Ellie to leave, she hesitated, not wanting the moment to end. "Hey, Emma," she said, her voice tinged with a hint of uncertainty. "Would you, maybe want to get coffee again sometime? I'd love to hear more about what you're going through and see how you're doing." Emma's face lit up with a grateful smile. "I'd really like that, Ellie. Thank you for everything." The two women exchanged numbers and made plans to meet up again the following week, both feeling a sense of excitement and anticipation at the prospect of continuing their newfound friendship. As Ellie stepped out into the now clear evening, she couldn't help but reflect on the chance encounter that had unfolded in the cozy coffee shop. What had started as a dreary, solitary day had blossomed into a meaningful connection, a reminder that even on the gloomiest of days, the light of human kindness and understanding could still shine through. In the days and weeks that followed, Ellie and Emma met up regularly, their conversations deepening as they shared more of their lives with each other. Emma continued to work through the heartbreak of her friendship, but with Ellie's steady support and empathy, she began to regain her sense of self and her confidence in the future. Meanwhile, Ellie found herself drawn to Emma's infectious optimism and zest for life, qualities that had been somewhat dulled by her own recent struggles. Spending time with Emma reminded Ellie of the importance of living in the moment and embracing the unexpected joys that could arise, even in the midst of life's challenges. As their friendship grew, the two women became a source of strength and inspiration for one another, celebrating each other's triumphs and offering a shoulder to lean on during the more difficult times. They discovered that the coffee shop, with its cozy atmosphere and the kindness of strangers, had become a sanctuary, a place where they could be their authentic selves, free from the pressures and expectations of the outside world. And on those rainy days, when the world beyond the cafe's windows felt especially gloomy and overwhelming, Ellie and Emma would find solace in their shared experience, drawing strength from the bond they had forged, and the knowledge that they were not alone in navigating the ups and downs of life. Years later, as Ellie sat in that familiar armchair, sipping her now lukewarm chai latte, she couldn't help but smile at the memory of that fateful rainy day when she had first met Emma. So much had changed since then, yet their friendship remained a constant, a source of comfort and strength through all the ups and downs. Ellie's gaze wandered to the window, where the rain had once again begun to patter softly against the glass. In that moment, she was transported back to the day when their chance encounter had blossomed into a deep and lasting connection. She remembered the vulnerability and uncertainty in Emma's eyes, and the way her own heart had reached out to offer solace and understanding. Over the years, Ellie and Emma had weathered many storms together: personal setbacks, career challenges, and the natural ebb and flow of life. But through it all, their bond had only grown stronger, each of them a steadfast pillar of support for the other. As Ellie took another sip of her latte, she couldn't help but marvel at the transformative power of that rainy day meetup. If she hadn't been drawn to the cozy cafe that afternoon, if she hadn't reached out to the young woman in the adjacent armchair, she might never have discovered the profound joy and fulfillment that came with true friendship. Ellie's thoughts were interrupted by the chime of the cafe door, and she looked up to see Emma striding in, her cheeks flushed from the chill outside. Their eyes met, and instantly a warm smile spread across Emma's face. "Ellie," she exclaimed, hurrying over to the armchair and enveloping her friend in a tight hug. "I'm so glad you're here. It's been too long." Ellie returned the embrace, feeling a familiar sense of contentment wash over her. "It's wonderful to see you, Emma. I was just reminiscing about the day we met." Emma's eyes sparkled with recognition. "Me too," she said, settling into the adjacent armchair. "It's hard to believe it's been so many years, yet it feels like just yesterday we were strangers, finding comfort in each other's stories." The two women spent the afternoon catching up, their conversation flowing as naturally as it had all those years ago. As the rain continued to fall outside, Ellie and Emma knew that no matter what the future held, they would weather the storms together. Their bond, forged on that fateful day in the cozy coffee shop, had become an unbreakable source of strength and solace, a testament to the power of chance encounters and the transformative potential of human connection. Rest well and wake up refreshed for a brand new day. Good night and sweet dreams.